our awards with Mr. Lewandowski's class. What we're going to have you do is you're going to come around this way. You're going to come up on the stage when your name is called and go across, and Ms. Elliott will direct you. Remember, we are using our audience behavior. We will clap, and then we will wait our turn for them to celebrate you. Now to Ms. Rushing, our school psychologist.
Good morning. All right, thank you, Mr. Lewandowski's class, for lining up nicely and quietly. We certainly appreciate it. One more housekeeping thing. If you are the first class, Mr. Lewandowski's class, you are the first to go. So for you guys and everyone else, if we are not on the last class, when you go back to your seat, please remain at voice level 0 so that everyone can hear their names being called, okay? All right, first up we have Angela Cano Escobar. Angela is receiving a certificate of completion. Next up we have Zoe Cohn. Zoe is receiving certificates in academic improvement, dynamic dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Aiden Emmanuel. Aiden is receiving a certificate of completion. Kamaria Felder. Kamaria is receiving a certificate of completion. Jenna Fountain. Jenna's receiving certificates in SEL improvement, academic improvement, and a certificate of completion. Josiah Gorms. Josiah is receiving certificates in science, dynamic dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Melvon Hall. Melvon is receiving certificates in SEL improvement and a certificate of completion. Elicia Humphrey. Elicia is receiving a certificate of completion. Leilani Hurdle. Leilani is receiving certificates in SEL improvement, dynamic dolphin, and a certificate of completion. Kyra Jackson. Kyra is receiving certificates in reading, writing, social studies, science, dynamic dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Kylie LeBeau. Kylie is receiving certificates in dynamic dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Devatric Monroe. Devatric is receiving a certificate of completion. Christina Rossi. Christina is receiving certificates in science and a certificate of completion. Ariana Van Henegman. Yes, I did that right? Okay, good. Ariana is receiving certificates in reading, math, writing, social studies, science, dynamic dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Christian Washington. Christian is receiving certificates in science, academic improvement, dynamic dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Tara Williams. Tara is receiving certificates in math, science, dynamic dolphin, and a certificate of completion. And last but not least, we have Mr. Robert Tolson. Robert is receiving a certificate of completion. Let's give Mr. Lewandowski's class a round of applause. Great job. Next, we will go to Ms. Williams. Ms. Williams' class will be next. job, Mr. Lewandowski's class. Great work. All right, Miss Williams' class, thank you for lining up nicely and quietly. I appreciate it. And thank you, 5th grade, for returning to your seats and remaining quiet. First up, we have Adriana Allen. Adriana is receiving certificates in reading, math, writing, social studies, science, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. All right, spelling bee champ, good job. Leilani Arias. Leilani is receiving a certificate of completion. Peyton Collins. Peyton is receiving certificates in reading, academic improvement, and a certificate of completion. Annabella Colmenares. Annabella is receiving a certificate of completion. Allison Diaz. Allison is receiving a certificate of completion. Andre Dykes. Brooklyn Fisher. Brooklyn is receiving certificates in Dynamic Dolphin, Good Citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Jaquan Green. Melvin Hall. Melvin is receiving certificates in math and a certificate of completion. Ramaya Hardy. Ramaya is receiving a certificate of completion. Shamira Horn. Shamira is receiving a certificate of completion. Liam Pichardo. Liam is receiving certificates in reading, math, social studies, science, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Jayceon Ponder. Jayceon is receiving a certificate of completion. Riani Smith. Riani is receiving certificates in reading, math, writing, social studies, Dynamic Dolphin, and a certificate of completion. Zaira Smith. Zaira is receiving certificates in reading, writing, academic improvement, and a certificate of completion. Brad Lewis St. Pierre. Brad Lewis is receiving certificates in Dynamic Dolphin, Good Citizenship, a certificate of completion, and PE. Cody Laird. Cody is receiving a certificate of completion. Amari Washington. Amari is receiving certificates in writing, academic improvement, good citizenship, Dynamic Dolphin, and a certificate of completion. And last but not least, we have Miss Talia Wilder. Talia is receiving certificates in science, Dynamic Dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Let's give a hand to Mrs. Williams' class. Take your picture. Miss Grant's class will be next. class. All right, good grade. Thank you for returning to your seats nicely and quietly and remaining on a voice level 0 while we go through our next class of awards. First up, we have Mr. Richard Ponder. Richard is receiving a Welcome to Palm Terrace certificate. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. Welcome, Richard. Welcome. Next up, we have Josh Brown. Josh is receiving certificates in Dynamic Dolphin, Good Citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Rayleigh Brown. Rayleigh is receiving a certificate of completion. Kaden Davis. Kaden is receiving certificates in SEL Improvement, Academic Improvement, Dynamic Dolphin, and a certificate of completion. Talia Ellis. Talia is receiving certificates in Reading, Math, Writing, Social Studies, Science, Dynamic Dolphin, and a certificate of completion. Kimani Gaines. Kimani is receiving a certificate of completion. Cameron Jeter. Cameron is receiving certificates in Reading, Math, Writing, Science, Good Citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Okay. Kivante Hadley. Kivante is receiving a certificate of completion. Alea Hester. Alea is receiving certificates in Reading, Science, Academic Improvement, Dynamic Dolphin, Good Citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Leonard Horn. Leonard is receiving a certificate of completion. Liari Housey. Layari Housey. Layari is receiving certificates in Reading, Writing, Science, SEL Improvement, Academic Improvement, and a certificate of completion. Imaya Humphrey. Imaya is receiving a certificate of completion. Cortez Linder. Cortez is receiving a certificate of completion. Elizabeth Nima. Elizabeth is receiving certificates in Reading, Writing, Science, Academic Improvement, Dynamic Dolphin, Good Citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Veronica Fry. Veronica is receiving certificates in Science, SEL Improvement, Academic Improvement, and a certificate of completion. Chloe Roderick. Chloe is receiving certificates in Reading, Writing, Science, Dynamic Dolphin, Good Citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Tyler Sparks. Tyler is receiving certificates in reading, writing, science, and a certificate of completion. Elijah Terry. Elijah is receiving certificates in math, science, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. And last but not least, we have Maurice Walton. Maurice is receiving certificates in reading, math, science, dynamic dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Great job to Mrs. Grant's class. Mr. Heis's class will be next. Great job, Mrs. Grant's class. Thank you to Mr. Heis's class for lining up nicely and quietly. And thank you, 5th grade, for remaining at a 0. Thank you. While we go through our next class of awards. Fifth grade, give me 5, 4, 3, 2. Thank you. First up, we have Miss Isabella Galvin. Isabella is receiving certificates in good citizenship and a certificate of completion. Corrente Hampton. Corrente is receiving certificates in math, academic improvement, and a certificate of completion. Rakea Hart. Rakea is receiving certificates in reading, math, writing, social studies, science, dynamic dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Cameron Harris. Cameron is receiving certificates in reading, dynamic dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Carmen Harris. Jesslyn Hatton. Jesslyn is receiving certificates in reading, SEL improvement, academic improvement, and a certificate of completion. Phoebe Higby. Phoebe is receiving certificates in social studies, science, dynamic dolphin, and good citizenship. Joelle Johnson. Joelle is receiving certificates in math, writing, academic improvement, dynamic dolphin, and good citizenship. Javiana Lunsford. Javiana is receiving certificates in dynamic dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Bailey Maxwell. Bailey is receiving certificates in dynamic dolphin and a certificate of completion. Fabiana Oliveros. Fabiana is receiving certificates in reading, math, social studies, science, dynamic dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Jayceon Ponder. Jayceon is receiving certificates for reading, writing, social studies, and a certificate of completion. Karan Pride. Karan is receiving certificates in reading, writing, academic improvement, and a certificate of completion. Kylan Ross. Kylan's receiving certificates in reading, writing, social studies, science, academic improvement, dynamic dolphin, and a certificate of completion. Savannah Strickland. Savannah is receiving a certificate of completion. Knowledge Sturgis. Knowledge is receiving a certificate of completion. Jaden Tyrone. Jaden is receiving certificates in reading, math, social studies, science, academic improvement, dynamic dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Savannah Wader. Savannah is receiving certificates in dynamic dolphin and a certificate of completion. Aiden Wright. Aiden is receiving certificates in academic improvement, dynamic dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. And last but not least, we have Mr. Walter Wright. Walter is receiving certificates in academic improvement and a certificate of completion. Great job. Oh, and math. Great job, Mr. Heis's class. Let's give them a round of applause. Mrs. Slim's class, you'll be next. Followed by Mrs. Holt. Awesome. Thank you to Mr. Heis's class. Great job. Thank you to Mrs. Sims' class for lining up nicely and quietly. I appreciate it. And thank you to 5th grade for remaining quiet while we get through our last couple of classes. So 5th grade, if you can give me 5, 4, 3, 2. Thank you. First up, we have Miss London Anthony. London is receiving certificates in reading, math, writing, social studies, SEL improvement, certificate of completion, and PE. Joseph Donaldson. Joseph is receiving certificates in SEL improvement and a certificate of completion. Jimmy Griffin. Jimmy's receiving certificates in science, dynamic dolphin, and good citizenship. Aaron Housey. Aaron is receiving certificates in science, dynamic dolphin, and good citizenship. David James. David is receiving certificates in dynamic dolphin, good citizenship, and a certificate of completion. Joshua Lister. Joshua is receiving certificates in dynamic dolphin and good citizenship. Chandra Mayo. Chandra is receiving certificates. Chandra Mayo. Chandra is receiving certificates in social studies, SEL improvement, and a certificate of completion. Skylar Reeves. Skylar is receiving certificates in social studies, SEL improvement, and a certificate of completion. Amir Robertson. Amir is receiving certificates in SEL improvement and a certificate of completion. And last but not least, we have Mr. Devontae Slater. Devontae is receiving certificates in social studies, science, and a certificate of completion. Great job to Mrs. Sims and Mrs. A's class. Great job. Thank you to Mrs. Sims' class.
Oh, good.
Great work.
Trinity.
You're doing good, 5th grade. We have one more class. And last but not least, Miss Trinity Jones. Trinity is receiving certificates in social skills and SEL improvement and a certificate of completion. Great job. Let's give Ms. Holt's class a round of applause. Ms. Holt and Mr. Becker's class a round of applause.
You got it?
Great job. Thank you, Mrs. Holt's class.